Sorry about that. Got stuck on the load screen. Let's see if... Anyways, now that I'm back,
consciousness and made a full recovery. Now back to the library service you can go. Those are our stories for this hour. This is Mr. Newby signing off. Just kidding. I'm not going anywhere. My love.
Okay, something's weird with the sound, so I'm gonna have to restart the game.
Nobody touches us at all. Shout out, shoot out, spread fear of the without us. What's off the wheel? Spread the word throughout the land. They say, bad guys, we're black. We're taking cancer back. You see us coming and you all together but for cover. We'll take it over this town. Here it now, reach for your gun and you better listen well. My brain you see is best now down below. Aim at you and the devils are out. Tears down again we want. They talking no tall tales, but just I knew you're too coming me out where the devils are out. Sleep. To see, but better not take it out on me, cause your sound is found where your city used to be. So out of the darkness and into the light, sparks fly everywhere inside the mouth. Double barrel, 12 gauge, cannot be at your time. You see us coming and you all together run for cover. We'll take it over this town. Here it comes, reach for your gun and you better listen well, my friend. You see, it's best now down below. When the troubles are out, tears down, get we wall. Ain't talking no tall tales, friend, cause I knew you're too coming me out with the cowboys from hell.
This is the voice of the United States broadcasting in the desolate wastelands of the world. This is Enclave Radio. I am your host, Alan Morgan, and I'd like to welcome all of you that are listening throughout the wastelands. We have been off the air for far, far too long, but it's good to say that we are back in action. Unfortunately, America, we are not back in action the way we would like to be. For those of you who are older listeners that might remember us before we were dropped off the air, it used to be the president who would do these addresses, and, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, America, but President John Henry Eden is dead. We got confirmation not too long ago from one of our scouts that managed to come back from the capital wasteland where John Henry Eden was residing, and let me just tell you right now, America, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy of amazing perspective.
Wait.
You might remember that our last president, President Richardson, was also assassinated. Yeah, I'm afraid I did use that term, America.
Yeah.
John Henry Eden
Thank you for this.
was assassinated at his compound in Raven Rock in Washington, D.C.
Well.
And From all
Shame with-
indications, the
Here's-
members of the Brotherhood of Steel are responsible for his death.
Wow.
This is a
The
sad
book said
day,
they existed,
America. I am
well,
being asked
oh.
to step into shoes that no one could fill. John Henry Eden was the greatest man this country has ever produced.
You're
After
right.
President Richardson's
Besides,
assassination, he
think you-
took the shattered remains of our country and he moved it with the sole goal of securing
That was a good quest
this
line.
nation's great capital. But he did not go there alone. Oh no. The Brotherhood of Steel, those xenophobic technophiles, after getting their asses handed to them in California, decided to move out to the east as well. Now, I'd just like to take a minute and address all the Enclave listeners out there. There is absolutely no basis for the rumor that is flying around that the Brotherhood used some kind of super robot to attack our troops. That's absolutely ludicrous, and I'm not even going to accept that as anywhere close to what actually happened. So how did it happen, America? How did the President of the United States die? Who's responsible? Well, I'll tell you the truth, America. We're responsible. All of us. Every man, woman, and child living in this great nation. The forces of darkness came knocking on our doors, and we did nothing to stop it. They say the meek shall inherit the earth, but as we all know, America, only the strong survive. And we, sadly, were not strong enough to protect our president. It's our burden of shame, our cross to bear, which is why, America, we need to stop these petty squabbles and breaking into separate factions and join together as one race, one voice, one enclave.
Yeah, that transfer switch must have been simple enough to fix. Collect what we need.
Should grab some of the sensor modules back there, but oh well. Okay, good. I was worried for a second that I'd actually ditched a bunch of weapons that...
Howdy, neighbor. I thought I heard. Well, that was a nice job. You're becoming. It looks like the next. Well, I run a repair shop out of front. He put me in contact with. He doesn't sell the high dollar brand new. That's. So here's what. So when he brought me that bed, I went ahead and ordered. Y'all. Oh, sir. He said the decorations include some old miniature. He
Hello
also said he
again,
had an
sweet
old
America.
Then there's
It's
a
your
work bench.
host, Alan
still look-
Morgan,
So here's
here
what I
on
was thinking.
Enclave Radio.
Just pay.
I would like to take some time
Well,
out
it's kind of like the
and
old saying I
discuss
heard
a
as a child.
very serious
But a house
problem
not being a home when the,
involving everyone out there in the wasteland. The problem is, of course, ghouls. We've
Yes,
all
sir.
seen
Another
them.
scorcher
We all
here in the
know
mo-
someone who knows someone who knew someone who turned into one. But what are they really? Now, it's true there are some ghouls that have lived for hundreds of years. They even lived before the bombs fell. And some people believe that these creatures should be treated as everyday Americans, just highly irradiated Americans. But really, America, can you look me
You know,
in
I'm
the
very
eye
tempted
and
to
tell
do
me
for
that
one side, but
ghouls
it's this-
are nothing
this
but a
for the
bunch of
Enclave.
harmless
Record my
senior
own, like,
citizens?
counter
How many
Enclave station,
scavengers
like,
and
get in contact
prospectors
with
out there in the waste
Ovalino
go
and
into
see if he'd
some
be up for-
abandoned tunnel
or
or
she
military
may, I don't know what
installation and get
gender
attacked
Ovalino
by
I
just
find out,
hundreds of these raving, mad lunatics that look like rotting corpses? I mean,
You looking
is
to
it
buy
any
some
wonder
supply?
we've taken to calling them zombies? Ghouls are a direct threat to the American way of life. And I, for one, will not stand for it. I will exercise my God-given Second Amendment right and blow them straight back to hell. And, well, if you're one of those zombie sympathizers... Oh, sorry. I meant if you're one of those ghoul sympathizers, I say keep your head down. Wouldn't want you getting caught in the crossfire, would we?
Pleasure doing.
Let's just wait another 24 hours. We'll see the furniture. Then I'm going to call it a stream after I take a stroll up Good Springs to Good Springs Cemetery. Might as well revisit. Okay, there is one other thing I'll do. I'll get the road jacket repaired, but... I'd probably want the 45, something like a CZ75 or an M1911.
Greetings to all my fellow patriots out there in the wasteland. My name is Alan Morgan, and you are listening to Enclave Radio. Let's discuss current events, shall we? Ammunition continues to flood into the East Coast, thanks to a chemical cesspool known as the Pit. It seems somewhat of influence in the region has managed to get the steel mills up and running again. Way to go, guys. In a related story, the Emergency Congress will meet later in the week to vote on allocating resources for an expeditionary force to establish contact with the leadership in the Pit and offer them all the benefits and hospitality the Enclave offers. There is still no evidence about the mysterious object that was observed falling from the sky 3 years ago. Enclave scientists speculate it was a malfunctioning orbital platform, likely of communist construction, that simply fell out of orbit. To those who have pointed out that nothing that big is documented in historical records, Enclave officials have stressed that despite our vast technological superiority over those godless Reds, it's entirely possible that something was snuck into orbit without our knowledge. Tribal villages from Point Lookout to the Mesa Verde have far more primitive and far more humorous viewpoints. Caesar's Legion is massing along the Colorado River for a push on the NCR-held Hoover Dam. Enclave military strategists speculate that the Legion will overwhelm the NCR forces and seize the dam. Caesar is on record as stating that all advanced forms of technology are off limits, so it's highly likely he will destroy the dam once across. As to the possibility of Enclave military intervention to save the dam, officials have said no comment.
Well,
Finally, the Emergency Congress has voted today to extend their emergency powers and to not hold a presidential election until the current crisis is passed. According to one congressman, they had a civic duty to ensure that the Enclave leadership and vision remained consistent in these troubled times, and maintained that Enclave personnel have more important things to worry about than who to vote for. You heard it here first, America. Our nation is in great hands with men like that at the helm.
not going to be able to get into the strip with...
Long may our land be bright with free
But at least I have my unique armor, Gawk.
light. Protect us by thy might, great God our King. Long may our land be bright with freedom, holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God our King.
What could this chopper in the distance be? Should I say rather right in front of me? Hey, doesn't that power over look familiar?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am here on behalf of the Enclave. We have noticed that you, therefore we request...
You know what, let's go to him.
Very well.
Yep. Very different than what you're expecting from your Vegas game.
My name is Alan Morgan. I'm the host of Enclave Radio, and I'd just like to say how proud I am to be an American. Or at least I know I'm free. And you know what? I'm not going to forget the man guy that gave that right to me. I will gladly stand up next to each and every one of you and defend her still today. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the Enclave. This is the voice of the United States broadcasting in the desolate wastelands of the world. This is Enclave Radio. I am your host, Alan Morgan, and I'd like to welcome all of you that are listening throughout the wastelands. We have been off the air for far too long, but it's good to say that we are back in action. Unfortunately, America, we are not back in action the way we...
You may be small.
I did install the For the Enclave mod.
Ah, the courier. Myself, I was then reassigned to... What? That's right.
I'm just gonna stick with the...
Yes. Time's not being...
Fun fact, the Old World Blues mod the Enclave Reborn mod for Old World Blues actually does acknowledge this mod's existence. I'm going to end things here, but next time we're going to join the Enclave, and we're also going to take care of Willow's stuff. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'm Andrew Rebel, and I'll see you on my next assignment. Later.